Hello, fourth and fifth grade. I'm very excited to share this project with you today. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using an app on Google called Chrome Songmaker. And with this app, you'll be able to, it's another composition activity. It's a very extensive composition activity. So majority of this session today will be me sharing my screen with you because we're gonna just go through how to build up a song from the bottom up using this app. And since it's very unique, I wanna take out the time for me to thoroughly explain how you're going to be doing this project. So here we are on the Songmaker app. Now the way that this works, it's gonna be kind of preset with everything that you need to do. So I'm gonna just show you the settings of like what you're able to do with this song that you're gonna make. So the length of it for this assignment is just gonna be 4 bars. It's gonna be the requirement. You can make it longer if you want to 5, 6, 7, 8, how many bars you want. But to keep it short and simple for this demonstration, I'm only gonna do 4 bars. They give you the options of what types of scales you want to use. In our music class, we've only really been working with major scales. Pentatonic is just a 5-note scale, and chromatic means literally every single note, including the black notes. To keep it simple, we're gonna just keep it within the major scale. We're gonna start on middle C. You can start on any note that you want if you wanna change the key of the song. For just simplicity purposes, I'm going to have this song in C major, starting on middle C, range being 2 octaves, 4 beats per bar, meaning we're gonna be in 4/4, split beats into 2. So those are the pre-settings on this. You can change to anything you want, but it'll be a little bit more confusing. So for simplicity means, and for this demonstration, we're gonna keep it very simple. So the bottom part of the measures is where the beats are. And down here, you're able to change the sound of the beats that you're creating. So you can either use a drum kit, conga, electronic, blocks, or kit. We're gonna start with electronic because it's cool. Then also down here is the tempo. You can control how fast or slow we're going, and you'll hear that once I start recording. But for right now, I'm just gonna create a super basic beat. So down here is your lower bass. Up here is a higher bass. And that's the same between instruments. So in blocks, it would sound like this. So for right now, I'm just gonna create a pretty basic hip hop beat. And let's hear it back. Let's see what this sounds like. Yep. So let's say I want to change it up a little bit. Whenever you click on something, when you unclick it, it erases it. So I'm not really that crazy about that beat. So let's do. Well, that sounds. No, I'm not that crazy about that either. So let's say I want to change it to this. Let's see what that sounds like. And in this example, I'm inserting a little bit of a rest in between. I like that much better. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep that same beat for the end of my song. So let's do this. Oh, whoopsie. And let's hear what the basic beat sounds like. So you see how I'm building my song? I'm starting out with the beat first. You don't have to do it this way, but I find it easier when placing a melody over it. And then I'll do it for you. So when you actually save and record the song, it's not going to loop it, but as you're doing this 4-beat pattern, it's going to definitely loop it for you. Okay, so let's say I want to start with the melody, and I will just recreate this later after I show you how to create the melody using an instrument. Oh, I don't want to save that. Just want to unclick. Oh, you can also just press the undo button. We're not going to undo, we're just going to delete. Okay, so with the melody, let's go to piano because it makes more sense with piano. Press low. These are all the low notes, and I'm going to show you the pitches going up and down the scale. So let's say I wanted to do, and that's 2 octaves. And what I did is I basically pressed and held for me to create the notes on the scale. So the other thing that I can do is if I press and hold and just scroll my cursor around, it would sound like this. Let's see how that sounds. Not that good, right? So we're gonna undo that. So one thing that you have to notice is that if you have more than one note in each column, it creates something called a chord, which is multiple notes. So if I were to do, creates a chord, and that was just a major C chord. So, but if I don't want to have chords in my melody, if I were to just do this, sorry. Now let's hear that, because I basically did an ascending and a descending scale ending with an arpeggio, and it sounds like this. And that will be that. So, but that's not really a song, that's just a scale. So how would I make this melody sound? So I'm gonna undo all this, undo. Great. What else you can think about when creating your song is where you want to leave gaps. So let's say I want to do this. Let's hear how that sounds. So that's a super little short melody that I just created. So let's say if I want to add the beat back in. Come on. Let's see what it sounds with the beat. And that will be my song. Now, if you want to make it more complicated, I would encourage you to experiment with maybe adding some chords on top of this melody. So what do I mean by that? So I'm gonna make a chord out of each one of these notes. And let's just see how that sounds with the chords that I just added. So it just makes it sound a little bit more fuller. So I'm going to finish off these chords as well. All right, let's hear how the whole thing sounds. And that's the whole thing. So let's get creative now. Let's see if we can change the instrument. So let's start off with, we're gonna start with piano and electronic, and I'm gonna change things in between. See how it sounds. Now, there's one last feature that I haven't shown you yet, and it's the mic feature. With the mic feature, you're able to record your voice, and it will pick up what note you're singing. So I'll demonstrate that. So you press the mic. Yep, and it's telling me that if I sing, I'll add notes. Ah. Yep. Ah. Ah. It takes a little while for it to pick up. I'm going to delete those two notes because I don't want that in the piece. So yeah, if you want to, and then of course, remember if you it'll do that. Let's see what that sounds like. It's kind of cool. Like you can add little layers to it on top of it. So I'm going to keep kind of cool. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to delete that. So let's get rid of that. Great. All right. So when you're done with your composition, you're going to do the following. You're going to save it, pressing save. And then you can, what's so cool about this is you can download and keep these compositions for yourself. So you can download the WAV file, or you can download the MIDI. You can also put it on your social media if you want. But the most important is for you to send it to me by copying and pasting this link here that says your song is saved at this link. Copy and paste it, put it in your Google Classroom. I'm going to copy this link and put it in our YouTube video that I'm going to post. That way you have my composition as a reference. So when you do that, so let's say I want to copy and paste it here. I'm going to put it in my browser and let's see what comes up. So you know what I'm about to look at. And then it shows me all the settings and things that you have done in your composition when you send it to me this way. If you just send me the downloaded WAV file, I won't be able to see your work. I'll just be able to hear it. And I would love to see also what you were doing in this composition. So remember, as a breakdown of what I'm looking for in this assignment, you're creating your own little short song. If you go to settings, you can make it longer by changing how many bars are in the piece. You can change up the beats. You can change the range. You can make it have a more of a range or less of a range. I'm going to show you what happens when I change these settings to the piece. So let's say I want to make the piece longer. Let's make it 8 bars instead of 4. This is what will happen. Now I have to make music for the other half of the piece. So that's one setting. Another setting is, I'm going to take it back down to 4. Another setting is I can change the range. So instead of 2 octaves, now I have 3 octaves. What does that mean? It means I have another set of higher notes that I can use when I change the octaves. So now I have these higher notes. What else can I do? I can start it, I can transpose the song or change the song, the key of the song. Let's change it to D flat. And let's see what that means. There you go. And I'm going to just erase this top part so we can hear it. It changed back the key. So let's go back to, let's do high C and see what that does. And then let's change it to E major. Let's see what that does. Now we change the position of the key higher. And I change the key. So let's see what happens if you start low. Yep, so that also happens. And then if you want to change the scale, let's see what happens if I change it to pentatonic. I'm going to put it back on middle C. Let's see what happens. Not much changed. Let's put it in a different key. Let's put it in F. Oh, whoopsie. Put it in F. And you get the point. Let's see what happens if I put it in chromatic. So on and so forth. Okay, I bet you probably have 1,000,001 questions because this is a lot of information to take in, which is why I wanted to do a longer tutorial video of how to use Chrome Songmaker through Google. I think this is going to be a really cool project for you to experiment and play around with throughout the duration of the week. Feel free to shoot me an email. The Zoom meetings are going to be super important this week because I'm going to basically do another tutorial in our Zoom session because it is a lot of information. And I want you to enjoy this. This is your opportunity to create something, to make music, to explore digital composition. The professionals use different apps. They don't use this specifically, but there are comparable professional apps that people use to create music digitally. So I hope you enjoyed this in 4th and 5th grade. That's the end of our video for today. Feel free to shoot me an email. Everything will be in the bottom of this video. I'll make sure to upload that onto Google Classroom. Have a lovely week. Happy music making. Bye-bye.